Hello, Alabama. Bama's new quarterback has already been picked, at least by ESPN. This pick put everyone at Bama at risk, including DeBoer? For more news, subscribe to the channel to receive more Bama news. The scene is set for another intriguing quarterback battle in Alabama, and ESPN has already lit the fuse by projecting Ty Simpson as the likely starter for the 2025 season. The prediction is not just a pick, but a reflection of the hard work of a young man who has meticulously prepared to take over one of the most iconic programs in college football. But will it be him and not Mack or Russell? Simpson, a redshirt junior next season, carries the weight of experience and expectation. Having served as the primary backup the past 2 seasons, he has already had the chance to prove himself on the field. His numbers may not jump out at you at first glance: 167 passing yards on 14 completions, plus 44 rushing yards and a touchdown, but what really stands out is his ability to stay calm under pressure. In 2023 against USF, Simpson was called upon to put out a fire after Tyler Buchner got off to a shaky start. He responded by leading the team to victory, showing flashes of what he can offer the Crimson Tide. Coach Kalen DeBoer, known for his ability to develop quarterbacks and create explosive offenses, will have a roster with plenty of options, but Simpson emerges as the safest choice. His familiarity with the system, combined with the experience he's gained over the past few years, gives him an early advantage. But make no mistake, in Tuscaloosa, nothing is given away for free. Every snap in practice will be contested like a playoff, and the level of competition will be at an all-time high. It's also important to remember that the quarterback position at Alabama isn't just about individual talent. It's about leading a program that expects excellence on every play, on every drive. Simpson isn't just competing for a starting spot, he's fighting to be the next name in a storied line of quarterback greats that includes Tua Tagovailoa, Mac Jones, and Bryce Young. Meanwhile, the impact of this battle extends beyond the field. The next starter will play a crucial role in defining the team's identity in 2025. Will it be a dynamic passing attack? Or a more balanced scheme that relies on the ground game? Simpson, with his history of adaptability and athletic ability, seems ready to adapt to whatever style DeBoer decides to implement. What can't be ignored is how much this decision will shape the Crimson Tide's history for years to come. The pressure to win and keep Alabama at the top of college football is constant, and the starting quarterback is the face of that responsibility. If Ty Simpson can hold the reins, he'll have a chance to write his name into Tuscaloosa history. If not, the talent pool on the bench ensures that the next man will be ready to step in. DeBoer and his staff now face a decision that could define the upcoming season in several games. And for Alabama fans, one thing is certain: the battle for the quarterback job will be closely watched and hotly debated. After all, that's what football in Tuscaloosa is all about: competition, passion, and winning. At the end of the video, I want to hear your comments. Recruiting season is heating up in Tuscaloosa, and Alabama appears determined to keep its offensive line among the best in the country. One of the big names in this mix is Grant Wise, a 4-star prospect in the class of 2026 who is already turning heads with his impressive size and polished technical skills. Crimson Tide offensive line coach Chris Kapilovic's recent visit to Pace High School underscores how seriously the program is taking this potential addition to the roster. Wise brings a physical presence that stands out. He combines strength and technique, blocking with a solid base and delivering a powerful impact, making him a valuable asset to any offensive line at the next level. His ability to open up lanes for ball carriers is a plus that aligns perfectly with the dominant, physical style that Alabama demands of its offensive line. The fact that Wise already received an offer from Alabama in March and attended a camp in Tuscaloosa in June shows that the relationship between the player and the program is growing stronger. The upcoming visit, scheduled for Alabama's Junior Day on February 1st, will be a crucial opportunity to further strengthen those ties. For young players like Wise, these visits go beyond the field. They provide insight into the culture, structure and expectation of excellence that comes with wearing a Crimson Tide jersey. The presence of Kapolovic, a coach respected for his ability to develop offensive line talent, should also not be underestimated. His visit to Pace High School is not just a symbolic gesture, it is a reminder of Alabama's dedication to ensuring that players understand the importance of the program and the role they can play in it. And from what Wise had to say about the experience, noting the productive conversation about the program, it is clear that this approach is working. With recruiting increasingly competitive, especially in the Southeast, Alabama continues to excel at attracting elite talent like Wise. But the interest goes beyond on-field performance. The Crimson Tide has built a reputation for preparing players for the NFL, and that certainly plays a role in any young prospect's decision. For Wise, joining a program like Alabama would be an opportunity to not only compete at the highest level in college, but also potentially secure a future in professional football. As Junior Day approaches, excitement among Alabama fans grows. The potential addition of Grant Wise would be yet another reminder that under the leadership of Kalen DeBoer and his staff, the Crimson Tide continues to work meticulously to build a team that not only competes, but dominates. If Wise ends up wearing an Alabama jersey, he will be another piece of a carefully assembled puzzle that will keep the program at the top of college football. Let's keep moving forward. The Alabama Crimson Tide are at a pivotal moment in their history, and the impact of the transition to head coach Kalen DeBoer is being felt in many ways. Following the retirement of Nick Saban, one of the greatest coaches in college football history, the program faces not only an athletic challenge, but also a financial and cultural challenge that calls into question the much-vaunted Bama standard. The 2024 college football playoff was a significant blow to a program accustomed to competing at the highest level year after year. In addition, the cost of the transition to the DeBoer era has weighed heavily on the athletic department's pocketbook, with a $28 million deficit in the last fiscal year. Those figures, obtained through NCAA financial records, reveal a $30.5 million increase in spending from the previous period, largely due to the hiring of DeBoer and other expenses related to the change in leadership. It is undeniable that Saban's retirement has left a deep void in Tuscaloosa. He was not just a coach, Saban was the lifeblood of a program that dominated college football for more than a decade. Saban brought with him a culture of excellence, a recruiting magnetism and a consistency that made Alabama synonymous with success. DeBoer, as talented as he is, faces the nearly impossible task of filling those shoes while redefining what it means to be the standard in college football. The lack of a stellar first-year performance by DeBoer certainly didn't help. While the coach is known for his ability to develop talent and assemble explosive offenses, the transition has not been smooth. The lack of high-stakes playoff games has not only hurt financial revenue, but also shaken the confidence of a fan base accustomed to annual glory. Athletic Director Greg Burns' plea in December was a reminder of the predicament the program faces. The message was clear: Alabama needs its fan base, alumni, and donors more than ever. The increasingly competitive nature of college athletics demands not only talent on the field, but resources off it as well. Byrne noted that other fan bases are taking decisive action to give their programs a competitive edge, and Alabama, as the standard, cannot be left behind. That call reflects an undeniable fact: on-field success and financial sustainability are deeply intertwined in modern college football. For DeBoer, that means not only developing players and winning games, but also building a connection with the program's supporters. He will have to prove he can keep Alabama competitive, not only to attract top talent but also to justify the investments that have been made in him and the structure that surrounds him. There is still time for DeBoer to correct course. He has at his disposal a talent base that, even in transition years, remains among the best in the country. The challenge will be to translate that wealth of resources into consistent results on the field, while navigating the complexities of today's financial and competitive landscape. For the Crimson Tide, 2025 is already shaping up to be a pivotal year. The pressure is on DeBoer to deliver not just wins, but also a clear vision of how he intends to keep Alabama at the top of college football. History and tradition are on his side, but as Byrne emphasized, the competition has never been fiercer. At Alabama, success isn't just measured against opponents, it's measured against a mirror that reflects decades of excellence. And for DeBoer, the only way to meet those expectations is to prove, game after game, that he can be the architect of the Crimson Tide's next great era. What will that look like in 2025? Caleb Downs' transfer to Ohio State following Nick Saban's retirement is a question that many still don't understand. Downs, one of the most promising defensive backs in his class, not only left the Crimson Tide, but he also revealed how the change in coaching leadership profoundly influenced his decision. When asked by AL.com about his transfer, Downs emphasized that his departure was neither immediate nor impulsive. He stayed with the program for nearly a week after Saban's retirement, carefully evaluating the new direction the team would take under Kalen DeBoer. "They gave me the opportunity to stay," Downs said. "I stayed for 6 days, 5 days, just to get to know the new coaching staff, see who they were going to hire and see if I could stay." Those words show that his decision was considered, not an abrupt reaction to a change of scenery. What's most striking, however, is Downs' initial desire to stay in Tuscaloosa. He made his choice to join Alabama while still in high school, believing in the program that Saban had built and the long-term vision he represented. The legendary coach's retirement, however, created a rift that even Downs' personal commitment could not overcome. As he put it, "At that point, I really didn't want to leave and I wanted to keep the choice that I made in high school to stay here." And that's not how it happened. That statement underscores the profound impact that the change in leadership has had on him and potentially others on the roster. It's not just about football, it's about trust and aligning expectations. Saban was more than a coach, he was the pillar around which the program revolved. His departure created uncertainty that, for some, like Downs, could not be ignored. From Alabama's perspective, this loss is significant. Downs is not only an elite athlete, but also an example of the type of talent the program has consistently attracted in the Saban era. His transfer to Ohio State, where he is now preparing to compete for a national championship, underscores the fierce competition at the top of college football. Powerhouse programs like Ohio State are always ready to capitalize on moments of transition from their rivals, and Downs' departure is a prime example of that. For Kalen DeBoer and his staff, the departure of players like Downs is a reminder of the challenges that come with succeeding a legend. Establishing trust and continuity in an environment where tradition is so deeply ingrained is no easy feat. The new coaching staff will need to not only rebuild the trust of current players, but also bolster its ability to attract and retain talent in an increasingly competitive recruiting landscape. Still, there's a lesson to be learned from this story. College football isn't just about wins and losses on the field, it's also about how programs handle inevitable transitions. It was awkward when a player left, but Bama has been bringing in some great recruits and we can move past this because it's been a long time coming. Let me hear your thoughts now.